And you recently posted a video about how Chinese companies are deceptively trying to buy up American companies. We actually did a story like that on the show right here, where we found a French CEO comparing, basically appearing on CCP media outlets and how he wants to buy up Midwestern health food probiotic companies. Is this all part of a larger pattern? What do you think can be done about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think what undergirds it is the idea that American sovereignty doesn't matter, right? Only politicians who don't believe that America is a country and borders matter would think it's a good idea to cede said territory, right, to Chinese Communist Party linked entities. And I think the China threat is unique in the sense that they are not content with having a bipolar world order. They want to be the new global hegemon. And you can have the discussion about what being a global power means, but I don't think living in a world where Xi Jinping is the prevailing or predominant dictator is necessarily something that the American people want. But what it really goes back to is their theories, their approach is sort of infiltration, not invasion, right? They don't want to go to war. They saw what happened with the United States and all these forever wars, the graveyard of empires in Afghanistan, you name it. So they prefer to sort of put people on their payroll, have these sort of lucrative contracts, these really foreign influence operations. Hunter Biden is sort of a myopic example, but don't miss the forest for the trees. But that's how they get these cushy kind of sweetheart deals. And it really, to its core, is economic warfare. It's information warfare. But I think it speaks to sort of the American ruling class, the American elite. I'm inclined, there's this very, I think, shocking study. It was under Joe Biden, who of course wrote, what was it, the famous op-ed, a rising China lifts all boats. It's great for everyone. But it's like 80-something% of Americans fear the rise of China. And like in that polling, right, the 1 in 10, 2 in 10 people who don't, that right there is the sort of ruling class, the managed decline sort of managers, right, who have profited quite handsomely, quite beautifully off of allowing these Chinese Communist Party linked companies, entities to purchase a lot of these companies here in the United States. And it's not, I mean, China, I think they own about 1/3 of all sovereign wealth funds in terms of their investment, and they will partner with American firms like Goldman Sachs, for example. And then even under the auspices, so it's not technically a Chinese Communist Party run venture, right? It's this sort of shady shell games. Because like I said, it is economic warfare to them, and they're trying to take over this country from within without having to fire a shot. And I guess the last 4 years of Joe Biden made it a lot closer. Luckily, we can reverse some of that.